Hi everybody, it's Gerard O'Neill here, Wheelcastle Decorating. So I've just arrived in this job this morning, and I'm doing this behind me here, this 3-story hall stairs and land that I've done a few videos on. And I'm sure you know I was doing a video on the spindles and stripping wallpaper and stuff like that there. So most of the doors are a 6-panel door, but in the hall here, as you can see, I have these doors here. There's 2 of them, and there's 15 panes of glass in them. So from 3 stories of spindles to onto these doors here. Again, it's a lot of foodry work on this job, you know. So I'm just going to give you an idea again, same as the spindles, an idea and the best way for me again. I always go say for me, other guys might feel they can do it differently. Everybody finds their own way when they're painting. But for me, I would be very organised, and you know, when you're doing 15 panes of glass and you have to cut around them, you know, you really do need to know what you're doing, and especially with paint. You know, if paint starts drying, if you're on a door, and then you're moving back to that section and the paint starts overlapping, you know, so you need to keep the paint, you know, coming down and it's wet. Again, I do use a lot of wire-based satin. I use Colour Trend, stuff like that, but in this job I'm using, it's Crown Satin Wood, oil-based, and I have Ultra oil mixed with it, a paint conditioner, which again I've spoke about, gives it a nice smooth finish. So this store here, for me, I'll explain the best way to do it. As you can see, when you're doing a door like this, see the middle section here, these wee crossbars here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, you have 4 bars going across the door, and you have 2 in the middle. Okay, so you do those first. You bring those down, okay? And what you do is, you get to this point here and here, you cut it off at the edge, right? You know, so you do the middle section first. I'll just let you have a wee look at the top of the door there, so you can see there what I've done. So those 2 middle bars coming down, and these bars coming across here. You do those first, okay? As I say, so basically what you do is you just do this one across, bring these ones down, come to this one, just work your way down on them. And the reason for doing that is means then you know exactly where you are. It's a simple way to do them. Then the next job, again beforehand now, these doors have been sanded down, cleaned and sanded. There's a nice smooth finish on them. They were painted previously, like I said, but same with the spindles behind me there. They were painted, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, whatever. So it's getting 2 coats of oil-based satin anyway. So the best way to do this door, so whenever you have the middle section done here, I've done that first, so they tell you, you know, it takes a wee while cutting around all that glass. So after you do that, the middle section, I'll bring this up here. You cut in the wee edges underneath here, bring this across, and bring 2 of those down there, like so. Bring your paint down here, and same on that side there. Do those 2 edges, bring that down, and then just move down as you're going along, and then you finish off your bottom section. So it is pretty straightforward. You know, you look at that door and go, God, you know, it'll take a while to do that door. It really doesn't take that long. You know, when you know what you're doing, when you're using a good brush, proper paint, the door's well prepared, there's no problems, you know. So basically, I'll start here. So as I say, the middle section's all done. So that's the first section you do in the door. You do these wee middle sections, say, cut it off at each corner here, so you're not overlapping onto these, because they're the last section to paint. Okay. And here we go. So you have 3 of these underneath, these wee sections here. do those first. And again, I'm using a wee angle brace here, wee party. It's handy for doing these doors, especially when you're cutting into the glass. And again, I always say it, just take your time, you know. Okay, so you do those 3 wee sections underneath. Then bring the flat panel at the top, brush it out. And as you can see with this satin here, see with the oil in it, it does really flow very well. Smooth, you know. It really does enhance the paint. It's ultra oil. Say it's a paint thickener. It's expensive, you know, but whenever you want a nice finish, it's well worth the money. And there you go. And as I say, after you do that, just lay it off very lightly. Again, when you're using a good brush, a party brush, nice bristle, smooth finish. So that's your top panel done. Okay. And the next thing, I say, bring 2 of these down. And here at each side. So you have 4 of those to do, 2 at each side, cut them in. I see people, you know, when they're doing these doors, you know, suppose, you know, if you're not a tradesperson and you're doing these yourself, you know, you can imagine the time you're going to spend to tape all around that glass up. It could take you ages, you know what I mean? You know, whenever you have a proper brush, you do, honestly, you don't need to do it, you know. Well, I don't need to do it, you know, I'm not saying, you know, I would say most people, if you have a good brush, you know, take your time. The time you're going to spend taping it all up and then taking the tape off, you can have the door painted, you know. So bring those 2 edges down there at that side, and then bring these 2 down. What I will suggest is, if you're going to be doing these doors, don't have too much to drink the next day. You want a good steady hand, you know. So, say there's plenty, there's 15 panes of glass here, so okay, and here we go. So bring this down, just bring it down with you, bring it down the 2 panels with you, you know. And there's what I'm talking about there, you see, you know, this paint here, this edge is still wet, so you're able to just lay it off. You know, if you go too far in front of yourself, the paint can start coming off and you do get a bit of an overlap. You have a wee join here, so what you do is you just lay that off there like so, and bring your brush onto that join and follow it down that edge there. Lay it off nice and light. Then we're onto this edge here. again, just bring your brush down onto that wee joint there. You don't, the wee bring it over onto it, you know, again you will notice it. Again, just lay that off there. And you can see again, you know, I always mention that how smooth this paint goes on when you have the oil on it. You know, it really does give you a nice finish. There we go. I just move it down a wee bit there so you can see where we are. And again, you have 3 more of these edges coming down here. So there is a bit of work in these doors, you know, as I say, there's 15 panels of glass, you know, so, but you do get through them, you know, pretty quickly. Just move that down a wee bit more there for you. And again, you have 2 here. And just lay it off nice and light on the second one. There we go. Now around this wee door handle here, again, I don't take the handles off, you know. By the time you start taking them off, screwing them back on, all this here, you know, wee bit of tape over the handle, wee bit of tape just around the top there, and that's basically all you need to do. And I can show you how quick it is to paint this with the handle on, and the handle is kept spotless. So I just hit the top of the handle in there because there's tape around the top there, so you can get the brush down nice and tight there and lay it off. And just get the wee size brush there and just cut that in. And same with the other edge. Push your wee handle down there, again at that wee section. There you go. And just see underneath. There you are. You know, a few seconds there. Handle spotless. Didn't have to take it off. You know, again, it saves a lot of time. So bring that down to your second panel there, on those 2 edges there. And again, over to this side, you have to bring it down the 2 panels. So you can see, you know, after you have those middle sections done, you know, it hasn't really taken me long to do this door, as you can see. Now, when I was doing the middle, cutting in around the middle panel, you know, you're probably talking about 15 minutes to do that. You're maybe talking 20 minutes to do a door like this here, you know, and that's not bad for a door that has 15 panels of glass, you know. And again, I'm not rushing, I'm taking my time, I'm doing the job right. There we go. And again, just drop that down a wee bit here, and we're down to the last section here. Again, you've just one more wee edge to do here. this one here. And then, because we're doing this bottom section, you have three wee sections along the top here to do. So there we go. So now that you have those two edges done, the bottom, then you can finish the door off around the surround of it there. So there you go. And just bring the bottom across. There we go. And as you can see, there's that door completely finished. Well, it's not finished. The first coat on it's to get. I let that dry overnight and give it a wee light sand, very, very, very fine, maybe 180 grade pad, just a wee light sand, and dust it down and put the finish coat on. And I've this back edge done here already with the brackets are, so you do that first, forgot to mention that. And then, there you go. So, as you can see, there's that door done there. And then I've wanted this side to do. I'll just bring this over here. There you go. You can see where I got the frame done here, first coated, so just that door there. So, there you go. So I'm going to go into this door now, but that gives you the gist of how to do a 15 panel door. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions you would like to ask, by all means send me a message. Thanks now. Bye.